علينا آمين. ورضي الله إلى أن قال: ما قادك شيء مثل الوهم. القود هو القهر من القائد، والانقهار من المنقاد، والحكم من القائد، والاستسلام من المنقاد. وما أقبح حالة من انقهر للوهم وانقاد للشك المعدومين في أنفسهما. فالطمع في الخلق طمع في وهم لا حقيقة له، إذ من كان عدم في ذاته دون الله فكيف يطمع فيه. ولكن النفس يميزها الجبلي.
And it is the saying of the author of the aphorisms, ما قادك شيء مثل الوهم. Nothing steers you like illusion. Nothing steers you like illusion. So in commentary, the word I'm translating as steers, it is dominance from the leader. And the one who is being, and the surrender of the one who's being led. And the judgment, or the governance rather, the control is from the qa'id, and that is a word for leader, or again, in this case, steerer. And surrender is from the one who's being led. And the implication and this verb can be used for something that is led by a reins, which is why I'm using the word steering, though it is also applied to like leader-follower relationships. And he said, so how very ugly is the state of being dominated by illusion and led by doubts. Both of which in themselves are non-existent. Right? Both of these are in themselves non-existent. And Habib Omar is commenting, praise be to Allah, who generously bestowed upon us the lights of guidance that he sent, the one who sent to us his servant, his select Muhammad, who guided us, and Allah guided us through him to the straight path, and clarified through Prophet Muhammad. Allah clarified to us what was seen and unseen, unseen and seen. And we ask Allah to send his prayers, blessings, peace and ennoblement upon Prophet Muhammad, as well as his family and saved companions, and all of those who travel along their path, and those who follow their guidance. And may these prayers also be on the Prophet Muhammad's forefathers and brothers of prophets and messengers, as well as their families, their companions, Allah's angels brought near, and upon all of Allah's pious servants. And may these prayers be upon us with that group, and among that group by Allah's mercy. And the Shaykh here clarifies, may Allah's mercy be upon him in this aphorism, that everything that happens in this realm of people greeting or desiring from each other is based on illusion. It's based on imagination. And were the reality, the truth to become clear to them, they would cling to the firmest handhold, and they would join the best of creation, and they would have left this false presumption of theirs. They are steered in a way, or steered to wickedness, this illusion, steered to denial of the reality, and to confusion. And in this illusion, or they are steered by illusion, and they're following that. Someone who follows illusion is deprived of the light of understanding, and the seed of knowledge does not sprout from them. So that person continues to wrong themselves, and that's the ugliest of oppression, to wrong yourself. From the ugliest of oppression, he said, from the. So again, word I'm translating as steered is the control of the leader, and the other one's allowing himself, and control is with the leader, and surrender is to the other. And how ugly it is to be steered by illusion and doubt that themselves don't exist. So everyone who's greedy for the creation, they are, everything that is greedy is based on greed for the creation is based on this illusion. Its basis is this illusion. So he said, so desiring or greeding from the creation is a greed about an illusion that has no reality. It is a greed, a desire for something with no reality. That's just an illusion. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Rabbi. Greed for the creation. Why is it an illusion without a reality? Because someone who in himself was non-existent. Every creature in its own essence, its own entity is non-existent. Other than Allah, His is the true or real existence. So someone that in their essence is non-existent and then a creator made them, how would you desire that creature rather than the one who brought them into existence? However, the ego, the lower self, from the point of view that this illusion overcomes it, it focuses on or turns to the belief in this illusion, and then it is steered by something that itself does not exist, by something that's a mere doubt, by something that is a mere imagination. However, the ego, it was created from darkness, so it doesn't know anything else. So that so its actions resemble that, their darkness. That is how souls are that have not been purified and illuminated. As for the souls of the nufus, the selves of the people of gnosis, they do not pay attention to anything else after they knew the greatness of the Creator, because they are well aware that everything other than Allah is in fact perishing. Its origin is non-existence, and then the one who brought it into existence did so. So they do not focus their gaze, nor does their aspiration focus on other than Allah and others, darkness, everything other than Allah. And they are dead with respect to them. Everything other than Allah is false. And all of these traces vanish, or they are eclipsed beneath the singularity of the one Al-Qahhar. He is the objective, nothing else. He's the aim. So they don't desire anyone other than Him, and they are content with Him instead of everything else, as a replacement for everything else. So Allah gives them generosity and give Him His good pleasure, and gives them as a reward or an exchange for what they've left, the pleasure of spiritual vision. And they've known what the fools are unaware of, and they've seen what the blind do not perceive. So they are not overcome by illusion. Imam al-Haddad, he said, doubt and illusion is the origin of wickedness, so beware of that. And effort and steadfastness, patience are the door of triumph and success. And he said, so be patient, may Allah guide you, and we ask Allah to alleviate you from harm, and desire your Lord and have a good opinion of your Lord, and you will see glad tidings. And the servant, Allah says the servant expects him to be, and this comes in hadith, so listen. And he said, and wear clothing of patience and ask Allah, or you could say an armor of patience, and ask Allah to protect you from harm. As for the one who prays to the responds to the one in absolute need when he prays to him. And few remember, and were they to remember and they perceive this truth, they would have left all of these illusions. And the pious, the true, they are not, their hearts are rid of an attachment to illusion, so they're protected from that darkness and from sin. So their description is that they are liberated from being enslaved to others, and they are rid of the fire of thirst for anything other than Allah. And this is in Hadith. Oh Allah, cast into my heart hope in you and sever my hopes from everything other than you. Allah, Allah. So they are rid of the fire of thirst and of presumption to the garden of scrupulousness and connection. And then they are shaded beneath the tree of wisdom, and they are taught knowledge directly from Allah. They pluck the fruits, and he mentioned a hadith, if you see the detachment of a man from the world, come close to him, because wisdom is cast to him. And it comes in hadith, if you see someone's silence and detachment from the world, be close to him, because he is taught wisdom. He has given knowledge directly from Allah by being rescued from a thirst for other than Allah and remaining at this door. And he receives the good pleasure of Allah, and he's pleased with Allah, and he continues to receive gifts from Allah. And the commentator says in his poetry, illusion, waham, is the most is the falsest of things that come to you. So be in certitude, for surely illusion does not exist. And he said, say Allah, and then leave them in their idle play. And that is in the Quran. Kulillah. So they returned to Allah in an excellent way. So Allah protected them from all harm. So they're far from impatience. He said, do not be impatient and wait for relief. And know that if a difficulty becomes severe, it will be relieved and with hardship and ease, and ask Allah to alleviate you of all hardship and be given rest from worry and sadness, because it's a weariness for your body and your soul. And seek refuge in Allah, and ease and hardship go back to Allah, and ask Allah to remove hardship from you. And your heart being afraid of hardship is no. And he said, and wait until gentleness comes from your Lord, and ask Allah to alleviate harm and tribulations, and decrees occur for periods of times. So be patient and ask Allah to alleviate hardship from you. And don't say, why is this and how is this and why is this? That's an objection to Allah. Say Allah decrees and he does as he wills. And that is sound in hadith. And ask Allah to alleviate hardship from you. Qaddar Allah wa ma sha'a. That's in hadith. Allah wills and does as he wills. And ask the one of the throne to alleviate your hardship and surrender to him. And don't say, if only this had happened, that would have happened. And ask Allah to alleviate your hardship and harm. And many a good thing, many a misfortune happens to someone, and it's a cause of forgiveness and pardon and good. So, and enter the garden of reflection and ask Allah to alleviate hardship. And ask Allah for gladness and wellness and triumph from the grace of your Lord, and thank Allah and say, O you who answers prayers, O you who alleviates harm, O forgiving, Ya Kahar, to you I return my whole affair, and my gaze ends at you. It's focused entirely on you, and ask Allah to alleviate harm. Bismillah. So then the author of the aphorisms is going on to the next aphorism, Ibn Ata'illah. And actually, no, there's a little bit of the commentary. He said, so being steered, being led, is either by desire, um, is either due to desire for the one who is leading you. I think there's a mistake there. I think there's a print error, and it should be being steered, being led is either due to a desire or a fear, either due to fear or hope. And we'll see what Habib says in commentary. And he said both of those indicate servitude from the one who's being led to the one that is leading him. Due to this, the author said, meaning Ibn Ata'illah, rahimahullah, you are free from that which you have lost hope for, and a slave for that which you thirst for. So here he mentions liberation or freedom, al-hurriya, because that is the origin, or that is the basis. So in your origin, you're free of others. And you are liberated from the ties, the fetter of the traces of Allah's creative act. So if you return to your origin, you will know that things are seeking you, facing you, favoring you. And this is prior to ignorance arising in you, or basic or essential ignorance that it comes, a natural ignorance arising in you. Because you are characterized by knowledge and adorned with spiritual vision. So in that perspective, that vision of the Creator, you have no hope from other than the one, the real, right? You have no hope in other than the one and the real, or from other than the one and the real, al-wahid, al-haq. Because the dark illusion has not manifested yet. And your servitude has not been directed to anyone else. So when a traveler returns to that origin and he becomes realized in that affair, then that traveler is characterized by, has the attribute of freedom from all others, or freedom from otherness, everything other than Allah. They're liberated, they're free from it. And servitude to others is an illusion without a reality, just like those others. They're not real. Because servitude to other than him, and what other thing would there be that we serve? And that person does not see, they're not in vision of anything other than him in every perspective. And we were harmed by that, or in that circumstance, the cause of seeking aid from other than him is the illusion that there are others, because of the veil of human frailty, bashariya, and we've talked about that. And I tend to translate it that way, and it's a principle, bashariya, right? Bashariya, and humanness, but it means the frail base human attributes. And inshallah, in commentary, he'll flesh it out. May Allah grant us and the Muslims wellness from facing, aiming for, aspiring to, or from other than him. And Habib Omar is going to comment. He said he'll comment on this next aphorism, inshallah. May Allah fill us with return to him and awe of him, and liberate us from the darkness of illusion, and give us the light of understanding, and protect us from the darkness of illusion. La ilaha illallah. الشجر لا إله إلا الله عدد الرمل والحجر لا إله إلا الله عدد الزهر والثمر لا إله إلا الله عدد الشهر والوبر لا إله إلا الله عدد أنفاس البشر لا إله إلا الله عدد ذنوبنا حتى تغفر لا إله إلا الله عدد لمح العيون لا إله إلا الله عدد ما كان وما يكون لا إله إلا الله تعالى عما يشركون لا إله إلا الله خير مما يجمعون لا إله إلا الله في الليل إذا عسعس لا إله إلا الله في الصبح إذا تنفس لا إله إلا الله عدد الرياح في البراري والصخور لا إله إلا الله من يومنا هذا لينفي في السرور لا إله إلا
إلى يوم النفخ في الصور لا إله إلا الله عدد خلقه أجمعين لا إله إلا الله من يومنا هذا إلى يوم الدين لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله عدد الليالي والدهور لا إله إلا الله عدد الأيام والشهور لا إله إلا الله عدد أمواج البحور لا إله إلا الله عدد أضعاف الأجور لا إله إلا الله عدد قطر المطر لا إله إلا الله عدد أوراق الشجر لا إله إلا الله عدد الرمل والحجر لا إله إلا الله عدد الزهر والثمر لا إله إلا الله عدد الشعر والوبر لا إله إلا الله عدد أنفاس البشر لا إله إلا الله عدد ذنوبنا حتى تغفر لا إله إلا الله عدد لمح العيون لا إله إلا الله عدد ما كان وما يكون لا إله إلا الله تعالى عما يشركون لا إله إلا الله خيرا مما يجمعون لا إله إلا الله في الليل إذا عسعس لا إله إلا الله في الصبح إذا تنفس لا إله إلا الله عدد الرياح في البراري والصخور لا إله إلا الله من يومنا هذا إلى يوم النفخ في الصور لا إله إلا الله عدد خلقه أجمعين لا إله إلا الله من يومنا هذا إلى يوم الدين لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله عدد الليالي والدهور لا إله إلا الله عدد الأيام والشهور لا إله إلا الله عدد أمواج البحور لا إله إلا الله عدد أضعاف الوجود لا إله إلا الله عدد قطر المطر لا إله إلا الله عدد أوراق الشجر لا إله إلا الله عدد الرمل والحجر لا إله إلا الله عدد الزهر والثمر لا إله إلا الله عدد الشعر والوبر لا إله إلا الله عدد أنفاس البشر لا إله إلا الله عدد ذنوبنا حتى تغفر لا إله إلا الله عدد لمح العيون لا إله إلا الله عدد
إلا الله عدد الرياح في البراري والصخور. لا إله إلا الله من يومنا هذا إلى يوم النفخ في الصور. لا إله إلا الله عدد خلقه أجمعين. لا إله إلا الله من يومنا هذا إلى يوم الدين. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ما اتصلت العيون بالنظر وتزخرفت الأراضون بالمطر وحج حاج واعتمر ولبى وحلق ونحر وطاف بالبيت العتيق وقبل الحجر وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ما اتصلت العيون بالنظر وتزخرفت الأرضون بالمطر وحج حاج واعتمر ولبى وحلق ونحر وطاف بالبيت العتيق وقبل الحجر وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ما اتصلت العيون بالنظر وتزخرفت الأرضون بالمطر وحج حاج واعتمر ولبى وحلق ونحر وطاف بالبيت العتيق وقبل الحجر وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقك ورضا نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك.
جنة القرب فيها ذي